Will Fuller, Texans receiver, announcing yesterday that earlier this year I saw treatment from a medical professional who prescribed medication that he believed to be permitted under the NFL's drug policies. It turns out my trust in this professional was misplaced because this medication was not a permitted substance under the NFL policy on performance-enhancing substances. My standard position in that regard.
Hold on, there's another statement.
Also,
Bradley
Roby as well.
Okay.
Bradley Roby as well. And let me just sum it up. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't intentionally cheat. And yet again, the National Football League's PED policy, Chris, is ensnaring in its gears individuals, otherwise innocent, who just so happened to take a substance that they didn't know was a banned substance, meaning that the NFL continues to catch non-cheaters while the cheaters are running around scot-free, if you believe any of it.
Yeah, no, I know. It's hard to believe it. And you know my thoughts on cheaters. I'm not very nice with this stuff. I don't have much compassion at all. And especially about two guys who are in a contract year, and one of them has an injury history. I'm sorry, hard for me to buy. Show me the medical receipt of what you were prescribed, and then I'll believe you. Show me. That's the only way. I know, but I don't want to hear it.
Heard time and again, don't trust anyone. You have a number you can call. You have resources available to you through the NFL Players Association. You have an agent. You have people. You don't just say, the doctor says, yeah, I think it's fine. No, what the doctor would say is, you better check, right?
There's no way.
I'm not a member of this group that knows what is and what isn't allowed.
Exactly. And players, they're all about their bodies. It's just not believable to think, oh, hey, he prescribed it. No problem. I'm just going to throw it in my body and not worry about it. I have a hard time believing a player would do that in the NFL this day and age. So, yeah, I can't defend them.
Suspensions knocks them out for the rest of the season and actually infringes upon their free agency because they'll be suspended for the first game of next year with their new team or with the Texans again. Here's what I want to know. I want to know how forthcoming the Texans were with the Packers or anyone else.
Yeah.
When there were discussions about a trade for Will Fuller. Because here's how it works. If you're considering trading for a guy, you have the power to contact the league and find out if that guy is facing any potential
available
discipline.
for suspension.
And any well-functioning NFL organization should be making that call for any and every player that it's considering signing or especially trading for, giving up draft assets for. But it's if you don't ask, they don't tell. And I just can't help but wonder whether or not Texans interim general manager Jack Easterby either doesn't understand the rules or thought all's fair. Maybe we can unload this guy before we lose him for 6 games. I'm just curious. There may be a story behind the story, because why would you even start down the path of having trade conversations for a guy that you think may be wiped out for 6 games if you're the Packers? You're not going to have those conversations. He's in the last year of his contract. There should have been no conversations, or the conversation should have ended with, no, this isn't about whether or not we give up a 3rd-round pick or a 2nd-round pick or what we're going to otherwise give you. This is about whether or not we're going to get the guy on the field this year for more than a week or 2. So it invites speculation about what the Texans said, what they didn't say, and whether or not the Packers were even aware of this before it all fell apart. And maybe it's something they would have done their due diligence after they knew they were going to make the trade happen, and then it would have fallen apart. But either way, this isn't something that just popped up yesterday. This has been around, and we're not that far removed from when the trade window closed. I just think that there's a story out there that maybe will eventually be told. I don't know. This is, there's 2 types of journalism in the NFL. There's the stuff that's going to get announced anyway. Congratulations on letting us know 5 minutes early. And then there's the stuff that they never wanted anyone to know. That's where the meat is, Chris. And there may be a little sliver of hamburger flying around on this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised there. I mean, really, in my heart of hearts, when I first saw this and all the news about Will Fuller, I right away went, well, there's why it never got real serious with Green Bay and Will Fuller. I just thought, hey, Green Bay is a pretty smart organization. I think they probably got close and made that call to the league like you're talking about. It's not on the Houston Texans to tell them and go, hey, That's not their job. Hey, we're offering a guy to trade. I know it's not great business ethics.
I know that's why I'm intrigued by it.
Yes.
What did the Texans decide to do? Did they decide to just keep their mouths shut and hope that the Packers were going to screw up? Because even if it's fair and appropriate, something like that leaves a mark. If you pull that off, if you dump a guy onto a team that's unsuspecting and doesn't make the phone call and you get a second-round pick or whatever, yes, it's all's fair, but it's a relationship-driven business, and that would have, I think, been a real problem for people in Houston, not just with the Packers, but with other teams, if they had pulled something like that. I'm just curious, how far did it get? What did the Packers know? Did they make the phone call? Would they have made the phone call? Some of these things we'll never know, but I just think the fact that a guy, one of the only guys with significant name recognition and that created some fascination, whose name was on the trade market, ends up being a guy who gets popped for 6 weeks to end the season. It just invites further research and journalism other than just waiting for a text from a coach or a GM 5 minutes before they announce that they're going to cut someone or sign someone or something like that, which is 98% of the journalism that we see in professional sports.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.